Welcome back, friends, let's get into it. Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Football Therapy with me, your host, Jan. I hope you are all doing well. I really do hope that. Welcome back to Chelsea News, of course, the daily series here on Football Therapy, where I see what's being said about the Blues, giving you my opinion, but more importantly, asking for yours. Two articles we're dipping into today. We're going to reflect on who's staying at Cobham, training under Thomas Tuchel, who can shine in this team, take this opportunity. Great article from football.london to jump into. Also, we're going to reflect on big Romelu Lukaku's comments to UEFA, talking about how he hates the brand of footballer he's been given, jump into exactly what he said and reflect on that. If you're yet to sub, please do consider hitting that subscribe button, and if you want to show some love and support, please do drop a like on the video and take a look at this. Superb opportunity alert. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, I'm delighted to remind you that I've partnered up with Surfshark. Surfshark being the best VPN out there available today across the interwebs. A reminder for those of you who don't know, VPN is a virtual private network. Pretty much everyone uses a VPN nowadays, and if you don't yet, here's your opportunity to get a sensational deal. A VPN keeps you safe and protected in a world full of cyber hackers out to get your personal and banking details. Not only do you get the extra security from the encryption, you also open up a whole new world of entertainment. Use a VPN to bounce your current location to somewhere else to unlock content that you've been wishing to view but you've been unable to view. I'm always jumping over from the UK Netflix to the USA's version of Netflix, so I'm no longer limited to what we have to watch here on this island. Simply taking 2 seconds, the click of a button, and now, boom, I'm in USA with a whole new world of entertainment. Added security over your personal details, a whole new world of entertainment available to you for this amazing deal. If you use my code FOOTBALL, you can have a whopping 83% off, 83% off, and 3 months extra free. That's insane. Again, using my code FOOTBALL, you can get 83% off and a whopping 3 months extra for free. If you're yet to use a VPN, here's your chance with this sensational deal. If that's not enough for you, we'll also chuck in a 30-day money-back guarantee. Wow, amazing. Click the link down in the description to go get this amazing deal from Surfshark now. Lovely scene, superb opportunity from Surfshark. Let's jump into the video and start with big Romelu Lukaku. Cool, so Chelsea's record signing Romelu Lukaku, £97.5 million, a Chelsea boy, a dream come true in terms of a homecoming, an elite goal scoring record, a superb player profile that should elevate the way Chelsea plays, even if it's not just him scoring goals, the way he can occupy defenders. Started, of course, on fire at Chelsea, maybe fizzled a little bit, but who knows? If Timo Werner's there to pick up the slack and Chelsea can just keep on winning, I'm sure nobody will care. Big Rom has done an interview with UEFA Nations League talking about his feats as the Belgium top scorer. He is Belgium's all-time top goal scorer and has been for a while, despite not being that old. Absolutely incredible, insane goal return for Belgium, Romelu Lukaku, and tactically flexible, of course, playing under Roberto Martinez, the manager who managed him at Everton. He's actually played down the middle, as well as actually playing successfully on the right wing. Yes, you heard me right. Romelu Lukaku, right winger. And people being shocked to hear this kind of stuff feeds into this perception that Romelu Lukaku is a big lump up front just because he's big and strong, which is simply not the case. Let's have a read of the extract from the interview where Romelu Lukaku tackles this perception of him head on how Lukaku likes to play. Quote, "The way I'm built, I'm quite big. Everyone thinks I'm some sort of target man, just holding up the ball and being a goal poacher. But I've never played that way and I hate it. My biggest strength is that I'm dangerous when I'm facing the goal, because that's when I rarely make the wrong choices." By the way, I don't think he's implying that Chelsea are playing him wrong, that he's uncomfortable the way he's playing at Chelsea. Of course, this feeds into his former boss Antonio Conte recently coming out and saying Chelsea do not know how to use Romelu Lukaku yet. Which is, I think, fair enough. I don't think it was a malicious comment towards Chelsea or Thomas Tuchel. And remember, he has the right to talk about how to use Romelu Lukaku. He was wrongly used at Manchester United, Kante took him to Inter, and he was very much used in the right way over there, and he had an explosive couple of seasons, of course, winning the MVP and making loads of assists and goals. Let's read on. Continued quote, "After I pass the ball, I know where I have to position myself in the box. I can do a bit of everything. And in some games, when I know there's a lot of space in behind the defence, I play differently. The reason I'm so productive in front of goal is because I can do a bit of everything." And this absolutely isn't Romelu Lukaku being big-headed or anything. He's speaking the truth. He's a complete striker. He can alleviate pressure. He can run the channels. He can combine with forwards. He can play off the shoulder. He can be creative and make loads of assists for a strike partner like Lautaro Martinez at Inter. And he can even play on the right wing like he has done for Belgium. Romelu Lukaku is a complete player, and I think Chelsea will utilise him in different ways. I'm not for 1 minute suggesting Thomas Tuchel won't know how to get the best of him. Tuchel was really honest about when Chelsea signed Lukaku, and he says, as of now, I don't really have a plan for him. We're going to see what we can do with him and see what the best way to play him is. And that's the best approach, being an open book, knowing you've got a weapon and trying to work with him. That's what Chelsea need to do, and I'm sure that's kind of what Antonio Conte would like to see from afar. He of course adores Lukaku. He wants to see him thrive, score goals and assist at Chelsea, and hopefully we can do that over time when he can settle in and we find the best way how he can play. Remember, this isn't Manchester United. He adores Chelsea, he loves his teammates, he's clearly got a relationship, a good relationship with the current manager. It's not like Solskjaer who came in after Mourinho. So it's all there for him to be very happy and for everyone to work together for the greater good of Romelu Lukaku's play and productivity. Positive there generally, if you ask me. Of course, Romelu Lukaku putting his foot down and letting everyone know what he is not. And I think that's very fair from the big Belgium. Sorry, Romelu, I don't mean big Belgium as in like Target Man. Anyway, no time for jokes. Let's move on to the next part of this video and talk about the Cobham squad. Cool, so we are going to be dipping into an article from Football.London for this section of the video, talking about certain players who have remained at Cobham training ground with manager Thomas Tuchel over this international break, and some might expect more benefits from this than others. Let's jump in and start reading about certain players. First off, Kepa Arrizabalaga. The Spanish stopper did not make the cut to join up with his national side, with Unai Simon, David De Gea and Robert Sanchez all in ahead of the pecking order. The 27-year-old has become a trusted part of Thomas Tuchel's squad, however, and will be able to maintain that relationship while providing some continued familiarity for Sal Neguez. Yeah, great, he can be Sal's mate at Cobham. To be honest, they're really good friends apparently, so that's positive. Kepa Arrizabalaga is kind of a little bit of a sad story because obviously world record thief for a goalkeeper. He was Spain's #1, literally, what was it, for the World Cup? Or like just after the World Cup or something? Obviously no, David De Gea had a really awful World Cup and then Kepa came in and he was #1 afterwards. So that is like, when he was at Chelsea, like, 2019, it was looking really good for Kepa. He's gone through a difficult time, but I don't want to be down on him because things are actually quite positive for Kepa at the moment. He's played in big games against Spurs, keeping clean sheets in derbies. He's been a penalty shootout hero, so it's going well for Kepa and we should basically keep the positive vibes. Next up, Marcus Bettinelli. His role is clearly very specific as the third choice goalkeeper and will continue to be a constant presence utilised by the Blues coach. Yeah, I love Bettinelli, just vibes, he seems like a good guy. He's a really good third choice goalkeeper in terms of his profile of what he's played at, pretty decent. And he's like 28 or 29, which is pretty young for a goalkeeper. He's playing Premier League football not too long ago. He's in his 20s still, like late 20s, and he's a third choice keeper, which he must be getting paid good money. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, Trevor Chalabar. The defender has only grown in stature since returning to Cobham in the summer, and he clearly did not take long to impress Tuchel. The more he spends under the watchful eye of the German while his competitors are away should only enhance his position in the boss's thoughts. What can we say about Trevor Chalobah? Scoring goals in the Premier League, immaculate performances at centre-back, being trusted in the midfield, fans looking at him in the starting lineup and not even batting an eyelid. A sensational story for Trevor Chalobah. We need say, no more. Next up, Malang Sarr. The defender who was on loan at Porto last season has had a difficult start to life at Stamford Bridge. The 22-year-old had a tough outing against Aston Villa in the Carabao Cup, and the international break is likely one of few opportunities he will get to impress Tuchel. Yeah, Malang Sarr's a difficult one. Obviously a left-footed centre-back, which is good for the left side of a back three. He could offer genuine cover for Antonio Rudiger, who seems to play every single game at the moment. I guess you could say Christensen can move over there. Ultimately, not that much cover though. He's built really well, he's not the tallest, but I quite like him in terms of the way he's integrated in the squad. He speaks fluent English, which is really nice, so he's chatting to all the players and he's friendly, but he really needs to up his game on the pitch to be considered more by Tuchel. Let's move on. N'Golo Kante. The Frenchman will be coming to an end of his isolation period after testing positive with no international call-up because of his illness. The talismanic figure can hopefully have some welcome rest while also ensuring the quality of training stays high around the Cobham training base. Yeah, fair enough. World-class player, was ill, being reintegrated. That's about it for Kante. Positive news! Let's move on. Ruben Loftus-Cheek. In many ways, the international break has come at a great time for the academy product. The midfielder earned a place back in the first team at the expense of Jorginho and now has some time to train alongside Kante in preparation for the Blues match against Brentford. Jorginho and Mateo Kovacic will return to the squad ahead of the game with Thomas Frank's men, but given their player schedule over the last 12 months, Tuchel could certainly go with the freshness of Loftus-Cheek. Yeah, stated in that extract there, the fact how Kante and Loftus-Cheek are both training at Cobham, and if you consider the Brentford players will get a load of time on the training pitch before this game, as they don't have international call-ups, I don't think, makes you ponder, should we actually start Loftus-Cheek and Kante and just give them loads of preparation time? I mean, certainly Loftus-Cheek's the form player, you could say Kovacic is as well, but Kante's Kante. I'd feel pretty good about that double six against Brentford, you know? Next up, Sal Neguez. While reports of Sal being unhappy at Chelsea are already circling, the international break doesn't feel like the best of time for Sal to adjust to the intensity of the Premier League. Following his performance against Aston Villa, Tuchel was reluctant to test him against Southampton's press. After the 3-1 win against Southampton, Tuchel told the media, quote, "He does not need to worry, just work hard and adapt and the changes will come. He has a lot of work to do over the fortnight to impress the boss," after he was, quote, "very close to starting." Was he very close to starting? I'm not sure I totally believe that. Sal is an amazingly talented footballer. We all know that. We've all seen him at his best at Atletico Madrid. He needs to get some supreme confidence at Chelsea. The fact that Ross Barkley and Ruben Loftus-Cheek have come in over him is worrying. That is worrying. Was he sixth choice midfielder now? But still, there's still a chance. Anything can happen. It's a long season. We'll see what happens. Next up, Ross the Boss Barkley. Another player to make an impact against Southampton and show that he was able to follow Tuchel's instructions to a T in the build-up to Timo Werner's goal. The former Everton star will be looking to build on that trust with the German and to be more of a central part of the boss's training plans and tactics. On that, a little reminder, remember when Maurizio Sarri joined Chelsea? Of course, Barkley had already been at Chelsea for 6 months, I think. He stayed at Cobham and did so much training of Maurizio Sarri's Napoli team. He did extracurricular homework. Sarri was so impressed, he was like, I'm going to use this guy and rotate him in and out of Kovacic, which we all know he absolutely did. I wonder if this side to Ross Barkley can come back and to try and impress another tactically astute boss, doing loads of homework, really trying to retain the information. Maybe he can impress Tuchel and be used more and more. We'll have to see. Lewis Baker. The midfielder spent time playing for Chelsea's under-23s this season, but was unable to really impress against Blackburn over the weekend. However, Baker has plenty of experience working in first-team setups to be an asset in training and ensuring there's enough bodies in the group. Ew, making up the numbers for training. Lewis Baker, two-footed player, a talent, but I think the sun is set for him. Let's move on. And finally, Callum Hudson-Odoi. Finally having won the opportunity to play in his favoured position against the Saints, Hudson-Odoi will be keen to push to ensure Tuchel agrees that he is best served playing there. It's the second international break the young winger has opted hard work to impress the Blues boss and decided not to participate in England's under-21s, believing he can benefit from training under Tuchel. This is really great for me, that mentality, doing everything he can at this point to try and impress this boss. Chelsea are Champions League winners, this is the pinnacle of football, the top. You're still young, but you've been at Chelsea for a while. Everyone at Chelsea knows you're very talented, but now you need to prove you're dedicated, and if you can prove that, anything's possible in this Chelsea team. If form drops of Ziyech and Havertz, like Southampton, who he had a pretty good game, not amazing, but he looks pretty good, he can build on that. And Hudson-Odoi, I think everyone would be happy if he became a starter in this team. Why not? See what happens. Guys, it's been a long video, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. Hopefully you have too. Please do drop a like if you have. That means a lot. And of course, give me all your comments down in the comment section below talking about Lukaku and these other players. Also, feel free to go check out Surfshark and that amazing deal by clicking the link in the top of the description. I'm out, friends. Enjoy the football, and I'll see you later.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought. Body bag the verse, outlined in chalk. In my life seen trouble, hustle on the double. Silence on the trigger like my pick got a muzzle. Yo, chick like to guzzle, bad boy stay in trouble. I only love this paper, sorry I don't. I laugh me, baby.